Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to ACS Live. Today, I'm really pleased to be joined by Dean Holborn and Bobby Singh. I've invited them both. They'll talk about themselves in a minute because they were both part of the finalists for the Raj Agarwal Community Trophy. So very good community retailers, and we're going to talk about that as well. So first of all, Dean, can you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your stores?
Good afternoon. My name is Dean Holborn. I own 2 stores and a florist in Red Hill, South Nutfield in Surrey. They're very community-based stores. They're family business. My brother's part of it, my wife's part of it, my sister-in-law's part of it. Very community-based. We pride ourselves on our heritage. We pride ourselves on our store's appearance. But there's strong convenience stores that take a very active part in the community.
Brilliant, thank you. And Bobby, I should say you're not actually driving, are you, Bobby? You are static.
I'm not driving. Apologies for being in the car. My schedule has been a bit hectic, to the least to say. We've had a bit of unfortunate news, and I've had to attend a funeral today, but life goes on, and I'm
sorry, and thank you for taking the time, Bobby. We do appreciate it.
No worries. So I'm Bobby Singh from Pontefract. We've got a couple of stores in Pontefract and a mains post office as well. Very proud of our stores in Pontefract being a community hub in Pontefract, and so I'm Bobby Singh from Pontefract.
Thank you, Bobby. And thanks both of you for taking the time out. We know how busy you both are. For those watching, if you want to ask any questions, you can put it in the chat box at the bottom, and I'll ask them as we go along. So as I said, you're both really good community retailers, and you both do it in very different ways. So Dean, can you tell us, for those who haven't heard about what you've done? I know a lot of people know you, but there are people who know neither of you.
Sure. So we're famous for, we have a phenomenal bonfire event, which we've just literally finished, obviously, a couple of weeks ago. It's been running about 14 years now, and it made it again this year. It was attended by 2,000 people. Holborn's run it. We source the products, we source the ticket, everything. We run it, the schedule, but we involve all the groups of the village to join in. So football, the judo, the school, the church, they all come in, but they all get a slice of the share of the profit. But most importantly, it is a big community event, so it sees a lot of people come together and have a very enjoyable evening. And again, this year we got 2,000 people. It was a wet night, but we still made a phenomenal profit of £12,000, which now takes us up to something like 132,000 in the last 14 years since we've been running it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So it is. We're very proud of it. It is a very hard event to get over the line, although we are very slick at it now. We also do, just the week before that, we had Halloween, and my wife completely dresses herself on the front of the shop, and involves all the village. The village come round to the shop, and they do their trick or treating run. It's start and finish. We have music outside. So again, the shop looked fantastic, and it brings a lot of people to the store.
And how important is it for the store to be involved in community work like that?
Again, these are quite big events. So the bonfire is a huge event, but the importance of it is us giving something back to our community and help, and taking pride in where we live. Our children go to school, so we're happy to support the school, and we've always supported the schools locally. But by doing this, I always think we're sort of future-proofing ourselves a bit. So, people will remember who their local shop is and who is doing what for them. They might have to go to Sainsbury's, to Tesco's, to try and get that sort of funding, but they never get the sort of funding we're giving them via these events. Yeah. So we really are sort of future-proofing, I think, ourselves to as much as we can. But at the same time, it does drive people to the store. We do see people come in to buy the tickets for the bonfire. we sold £8,000 worth of tickets this year. That's a lot of journeys to the store by people, but that might not normally come to the store. So it's advertising our stores.
Fantastic. And Bobby, can you tell us some of the things that you do within your store for your local community?
So our mindset is this way, Sarah. We're approaching 40 years, based in Pontefract, so we're part of the community, the least, shall we say. And as I said before, our stores are community hubs in Pontefract. So the way we see it, that our community have supported us for all these years, and we are here because of the support of our community. So we do all different kind of like Christmas grottos, Halloween. We did a Halloween witch's house this year, which was a great success. And for any occasions, whether it's Diwali, Christmas, we always make a fun event of it and create the buzz in our store and on our phone. And just get all the community involved, really. So it's our way of getting the community together and having lots of fun as well. And with that, I think, as Dean said, the community recognise that, and they support our business, our store a lot more. And I think it's all about being genuine, and doing it from your heart, which gets recognised, really. And for us, it's not just about the fun aspect either, Sarah. It's about it's not just about celebrating together with our community, but through thick and thin. I mean, obviously we had COVID, and even now, I think we're going to touch on it later on. Cost of living and things like that. We work closely with the Pontefract Food Bank, the Trussell Group, helping helping the homeless group, and many charities out there, local charities as well, where if someone's in our community has passed away, and we set up a collection kind of thing for them. And so it's just not about the celebration aspect from our side. It's about actually helping the community as much as we can. And so it's not again, and just bringing the community together, because one person, one business can only do so much, but the community combined can do
loads,
move mountains.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing what you both do. And how much support do you get from your suppliers with the event? So Bobby, I'll start with you. I mean, is it easy to get supplier support?
Well, as I say, I think for me it's about being proactive yourself as retailers. For me, I've took steps and been proactive and made good rapport and relation with our suppliers and our leading brands out there. So I think you've got to take that step forward yourself, and then and it's amazing how many people you find out there that are on the same wavelength, and they're here to try and help and contribute to to the community out there. Because at the end of the day, if we it's the community and the customers out there that support our businesses, and that's why we are here, and then hence the suppliers as well. So I think what I found is be proactive, talk to your suppliers, talk to your brand leaders out there, and again share your vision, and then it becomes just not a small event, but a big combined event, and
yeah,
brilliant.
That's really good. And Dean, we know from our local shop report that 73% of retailers do some sort of community engagement. But for those who do either something quite small or don't do anything, how would you say that they should get involved? What's kind of the first way to get started?
Take a look where you are. I mean, if you're near a school, then approach the school, because the schools are always crying out for funding or for help. So they're a great, again, schools. If you're near a school, we're lucky to be near schools, and schools produce, they're your future customers as well. And they produce a lot of footfall to our stores. you know, the school morning drop off, pick up, are great times for our stores. Our stores, you know, are based around that sort of business.
Yep.
And so by getting involved with the PTF, we've got a PTFA that we get involved in, and by supporting them, that's a good start, because they're always looking for help. And, you know, you can bring in, as Bobby said, you can being involved in the trade, being involved with the ACS, being involved with Blakemore, going to trade shows like SRS or convenience store trade shows. Yep. You then meet suppliers, and you're lucky enough, you know, if you build a rapport with those suppliers, you can ask those suppliers to help you moving forward in an event. And you know, we try not to ask the same suppliers the whole time. We try to sort of, you know, mix it up and ask it around. Yeah. And sometimes they're very, very generous, and you know, we're very thankful for that, and it makes a big difference. But even so going back to it, locally, there might be a charity, there might be someone, you know, a customer of yours that's having a, you know, shocking time for your health or something. There's always something you can do. It might be just a charity box, and highlighting that charity box for that particular cause at that time. So there's the easy way to start.
That sounds great, thank you. And Bobby, how important is social media in involving people, both not just with community but with your store?
Social media is you know, it's a massive marketing tool out there for our stores, regarding promotions, regarding any events, regarding anything that's happening in our store. You know, you know, you've got a captive audience of not just your local area, but the whole town and the rest of the UK and the world, really, isn't it? So it's you know, social media is very important, and you know, it gives you that that voice and that, you know, that visuals where you can share and promote and do whatever, you know, that's fit for your business, and you want to, you know, spread the, as you said, the love.
And you've got quite a few TikToks I've seen recently. Is this do you think this is something that's we should all be doing, maybe all including us? But do you think this is kind of the way that we should be promoting?
You see, I think, again, my wife, she thinks I've lost the plot sometimes, you know. So it's horses for courses, really. For me, it's, you know, again, from a business point, you know, there's different social medias captive different kind of audience out there. TikTok's got its own audience, Facebook has got its own. Don't get me wrong, there'll be plenty of overlapping, but and Instagram got its own kind of thing. And for me, you know, I am, as I said, you know, when we got together, I am a bit of a child inside me, really, and I like to have that bit of fun, and you know, and obviously, you know, we're using the social media to get some kind of message or some kind of promotion or something through, and I like to have fun with it. You know, I really like to have fun with it. And but don't get me wrong, Sarah, I'm not deluded. I won't give up my day. I know I can't sing or anything like that, but you know, it makes people smile, and we all have a bit of fun with it. And from a business point of sense, you know, it gets, you know, what we intend to do is market and promote and whatever, it gets it, and it works. And you know, then, you know, when you have measurables from conversion of, you know, sales kind of thing, it works. So this is it. But as I say, sometimes my wife, you know, she'll like, I'm not being in this video, you know what I mean, doing kind of thing, you know. So but
Dean, are you going down the TikTok route, or do you stick with other types of social media?
Not me personally.
Or the store? Well, both.
The store, maybe there's probably somewhere in the store, but yeah, we use Facebook a lot. My wife's very good on Facebook. She uses a lot for both of the stores for events. We use it. We use Twitter. Again, that's more business to business, I find, but you have followers. But the Facebook we use for Christmas trees. So our next big season starts on Tuesday for Christmas trees. So
how many Christmas trees do you normally sell? Because it's a
sold,
phenomenal number, if I remember.
We sold 360 trees last year. It's phenomenal. I mean, it's, you know, that's like £18,000 worth of ancillary business in December. But so I've got my first delivery of 200 next Tuesday.
But hold on, next Tuesday's not even December. So people are buying Christmas trees before December.
Well, next Tuesday is the 23rd. Saturday is the 26th. So in theory, Saturday will be the first, is the closest Saturday to the beginning of December. And what we found is people are going, and this has happened for the last, it's just got earlier and earlier every year. People are going earlier with their trees. Trees have been cut for months. Those trees, as long as they're outside, they're fine. Yeah. So those trees, the trees we leave outside, they'll be fine in March. They'd still be good. If you put them in your house, then obviously you take that chance. But what people do, they like the whole sort of getting the tree, buying it. They don't necessarily put it up straight away. So as long as it's not in their house, there are people out there, believe me, that will put them up.
Well, then you could just get another one. I mean,
well, there is that. We have done that, and I've had a couple of people last year come back and bought a second tree and said, "Look, sorry, it's my own fault. I went too early with it." So, but no. So they come in on Tuesday, and I've rented. We've got a van, but I've rented a bigger van for the month because we move them between stores. We deliver them, so just to get the message out there. So that'll be all over Facebook. Within the coming weeks, the adverts, the printed adverts we do for them. So
fantastic. Yeah. I get retail doing Christmas early, but my next door neighbours had their Christmas lights up for a week. So I just, retail, hospitality.
So we've got we have a tree in the village. Last year we put a 20-foot tree up, which took a guy with a JCB to help me do it. Which I think this year is going to be 15-foot, not so ambitious. And we get that up by the end of the week, and then so 27th we have a light switch on, so the whole shop is decorated in lights and we put two trees up outside each shop, so the shop's decorated for lights. And then that's when we have our Christmas mulled wine, mince pies, Father Christmas event outside the shop on the Sunday afternoon. But again, it's a community event. It doesn't take a lot of money to do it. Warm up some country choice mince pies in the oven, bit of mulled wine. And that's just reminding your customers who's got the trees, where to go. And it's just that thank you at Christmas.
I'm going to circle back to Christmas in a minute. I want to just look at, so I've been told by a number of retailers that working in your community actually helps your crime rate. And actually, because you're so well known in your community, that actually your crime rate is lower than maybe some of your competitors. Bobby, is that something that you've seen?
Definitely, when you are known in the community, as I say, we're approaching 40 years in Pontefract kind of thing. So, my school and etc. It definitely, and when you are giving back to the community and it's from your heart, that does get known. And definitely, I think it does help, being local and etc. What should we say? The criminals, target us less, kind of thing, because I think it does help to be known, for what we are doing. So I definitely think it does bring the target down. And on the other hand, as I say, being there for all this time, we recognize pretty well, majority of culprits, should we say. So again, that helps on the other hand as well.
But with the cost of living crisis that we're in, and it's only going to get worse, can you see that the crime rate will increase? Is this an impact you think will happen?
This is what I touched upon when we got together, at the in London,
at the heart of the community.
You see, so in normal circumstances, you've got your, as I say, your normal culprits kind of thing. But as I, mentioned, with the cost of living, crisis coming, we've come across, not the normal culprits, people, shoplifting because of the cost of living. So, these, as I said, without mentioning any name, because at the end of the day, we're here to, resolve and bring solutions to the problem, not to degrade anybody, kind of thing. These people, there's genuine people out there that we've come across that are feeling the cost of living, and it's making them take actions that they wouldn't normally take. And we've, in some cases, we've known these people years and years, kind of thing, and they're not the culprits that we normally come across. So this is affecting that. And as I said, we started off with a suggestion box kind of thing, or should we say some kind of support box in our store. Since where people could just have some kind of access, some kind of access to some kind of guidance and help. Since then, we've got together again with the Trussell Group, Pontefract Food Bank, etc., and we've got professionals helping us, supporting us. They've given us a phone number where these people can just call anonymously, and they don't have, because this is another thing, people's pride is at stake.
Yeah, of course.
Not and it's, for some people it's not easy to reach out and ask for help.
Yeah, definitely.
And so this is what we did, Sarah. We got together with the Pontefract Food Bank, and where we've got this network support of professionals who can not just help someone put food on the table, but can help them sort their finances out, and give them that support and guidance what they need, so they don't have to get to a stage of where they're shoplifting.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really good. It's fantastic. And Dean, we've seen recently that consumers have said they're planning to shop locally more to kind of combat the help with the cost of living crisis and the fuel prices. Have you seen more of an uptake in footfall in your store because of it?
The stores are busy, and I've said this recently. I said we're lucky, given we are obviously we're being crucified with energy usage at the moment, but we are lucky that we are still busy. We are lucky it's still taking money, and it is smaller shops. It is definitely smaller, whereas back in the pandemic, the basket size probably doubled.
Yeah,
gone back to much more little and often. So hopefully we are in a good place from that point of view. But yeah.
And it's we've also seen, so 46% said that they were moving to kind of the big night in rather than kind of going out. Is that something that you've taken into consideration in kind of merchandising your store and kind of putting, or maybe getting new products in that kind of fit those boxes?
I suppose we haven't gone out of our way. We just, we're good at doing that sort of promotion. There's always, alcohol promotion, those sort of things that cross over that people, you tend to find they're going to have a night in. It's going to be some nice meat or a decent pizza or whatever it is, and a decent bottle of wine or some decent beers. So I think, again, we're in a good position to take that, the uplift in that and see that sort of, and I know personally, we go out and enjoy ourselves, but we still think, oh, actually, why don't we have a night in, or we won't have a takeaway. We cook something at home.
Yeah. Bobby, is that something that you've seen, again, the uplift and also kind of people coming in for different missions?
Yes, I mean, again, I think, definitely there's been a shift of people looking for more value for money. So this is it. I think, whereas, Friday night, treat night, people, you know, treat themselves to a bottle of wine or whatever kind of thing. You know what I mean? People are still treating themselves, but they're looking for more value for money, I think, you know, definitely. And what we found an increase on is like, you know, again, multi-packs and etc. They've increased in our store. Again, people looking for more value for money and making their money go further, really. I agree with Dean that the basket spend has increased, but I think for us it's for them reasons, as I say, where people are not thinking twice of buying something. They're looking for their money to go further, and they're buying multi-packs and etc., where it'll last them a bit longer than, you know, whatever kind of thing. So definitely.
And of course, sorry, I was just going to say, and of course, the cost of living crisis isn't just affecting people. I mean, it's affecting retailers. I mean, Dean, you've already mentioned the energy bill crisis, something that we're working on at ACS to try and help with, of course. But are there steps you're taking in store already to try and kind of reduce your costs? Because obviously your costs are going up, and everybody's, and you know, it's a vicious circle. So
we're trying to sort of look at the usage of refrigeration, and you know, because refrigeration is without doubt our biggest cost when it comes to energy. Again, things like bake off as well. So I'm encouraging staff not to go and stick, you know, we have these decent ovens from Country Choice, big ovens, not to go and put an oven on for 4 or 5 baguettes at a time. Make sure you know, bake in, you know, bigger quantities. Use the oven, you know, better. You make it work better.
Yeah.
I mean, this week we lost a compressor. Our chilled, so we had a hideous week. I lost a compressor. Been in touch with someone to get that replaced is £6,000. I know. So I've had a quote to 3,900, but the 6,000 is an inverter, so it will be a more energy efficient compressor.
Yeah.
He's saying you get a better payback on the energy of that, but I mean
but that's still
it's bad enough.
6,000.
So, but again, our energy consumption has gone through. You know, is hideous, and we haven't seen the government help come in yet to play yet. But we've seen our energy bills at both shops more than double, and it's you know, got a bill for Red Hill last month, 4,800. It's just unbelievable.
It is ridiculous, and you know, I don't know. I mean, we're trying very hard.
I do appreciate it. I do
Yes.
appreciate it, and I see what you're doing, and it's great.
Yeah.
And you encourage again, and you really retailers out there like us, like you're encouraging. You know, need to be getting on them, writing to our MPs and getting in touch with our MPs and making them aware of what, you know, because at the end of the day, our stores are community based. Our stores have been there through the tough times, pandemic, etc., and are always there. And now we're being crucified with energy costs. Not like, you know, I mean, there's other businesses out there I know that are exactly the same.
Absolutely. And so one of my questions was around recruitment, and do you see with the cost of living crisis coming more that people are looking for more jobs, but then on the other hand, with retailers trying to reduce their costs, it's a difficult situation to be in. I mean, so recruitment was or has been in every industry, including just trying to get people to work in our environment, let alone anywhere else. It's been difficult. Do you think it will improve because of the cost of living crisis?
You'd like to think so. I mean, we were advertising a couple of months, last month, 5 or 6 weeks ago, and we've actually found two decent people from that. But what we're struggling to get is to get people to come to store. You know, we looked at wages, we looked at what we pay. Again, there's an infinite amount of what you can pay, given the margins we work on.
Yeah.
But I honestly thought, when we was advertising 5 or 6 weeks ago, that we would see a whole load of people come forward thinking, do you know what, I do a couple of evening shifts or a weekend shift, that's going to help pay my energy bill increase, etc. But we didn't, but again, it hasn't bitten yet. I think now, once it does start biting in the next few months, then maybe we will see. But
and Bobby, you're nodding along there. Have you had similar issues?
Yes. Again, agree with Dean. Recruiting getting hold of staff is still hard to come by. Again, maybe further we go down this journey of cost of living, that will change. But at this present time and moment, we've been trying to recruit some, and it's been hard to find our people to fulfill the roles. Really, very hard. Yes, that hasn't changed, not yet, anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to change the subject onto something that's hopefully more uplifting. So the World Cup starts on Monday. Now I know nothing about football, so I'm making this up of questions that I've researched from other people. So normally we don't have the World Cup in November. How is that impacting on kind of the normal in-store theatre rotation? So we missed out on having in-store theatre for World Cup in the summer. It's now battling between firework night and, of course, Christmas. I mean, is it difficult to know which one, or are you like half football, half Christmas? Bobby?
So, yeah, it is, we are cramming it all together kind of thing with football and Christmas and etc. But I think, for me, more events, it's the better kind of thing. So because again, it's all fun, isn't it? We're all flagged up with the World Cup flags on there, and we've got a cardboard cutout for the kids and adults, to head in and take pictures kind of thing. So yeah, it's all good and it's all fun. And same with the Christmas, I love it, putting the decorations up, getting it all lighted, get all the lights up, and having the Coca-Cola truck out kind of thing that we get from Coca-Cola and stuff. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. One thing is, I wish I had more room. That's the only so we struggle. Yeah, so we're struggling for space, having the World Cup there and having the Christmas there, but it's all good and it's all fun.
And Dean, do you think that customers are getting behind the World Cup? I mean, there's quite a lot of controversy about the venue, let alone the fact that it's at a time of year. Do you think people actually are still like 100% behind it?
I think it needs to get going. Once it gets going, and if England or Wales have a good run, then maybe that will make a difference. I think the time zone difference is gonna play havoc with it. The fact that it is winter, not summer, it is going to clash with Christmas parties. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's you can't beat it when it's in the summer because you can make more of an event of it. But having said that, like Bobby, we'll be loaded up with Christmas multi-packs, alcohol packs. We've got an abundance of chocolate and Christmas multi-packs in chocolate, etc. Which again, we probably would hopefully sell some of that on the back of the football if people are getting together, if they're watching it together. I don't know. It's an unknown. It's an unknown. It's a fact. It is a real.
It's difficult. But then eating Christmas chocolate while watching the World Cup and having a beer sounds like most people's idea of heaven.
Yeah, exactly that. So if we can push more sales, that's what it's all about. So yeah, it's
fantastic.
Time will tell.
Well, yeah, a lot. Yeah, well, it depends. I mean, at least it finishes. So I understand it finishes on the 18th of December. So at least you've got, at least a week or so just beforehand. Or if England
your Christmas tree by then, I don't care.
I think it will determine how far we get on. I think more people will get excited. So just as a kind of, we're coming to the end of the time, and again, thank you. If you had to have one Christmas wish, and don't just say England winning the World Cup because that's too. I'll say that one. So, Bobby, first of all, what would your Christmas wish be?
My Christmas wish, again, it might sound a bit bleh, but it's just happy. Just want to be happy. Happiness, I think. Whichever way for everyone. Happiness.
That's a lovely thing to say. Dean?
I don't know. I suppose from a non, not, but probably like this god awful war in Ukraine to end. You know, you'd like to see something like that. But at the same time, you know, we're lucky enough to be here. So just to enjoy it and spend the time with our friends and family and have some time off work if we can.
Absolutely. Well, Bobby and Dean, thank you very much. Thanks everybody for watching this. And I hope to see all of you at our Christmas social on the 2nd of December. If not, have a great Christmas, which seems weird saying it in November, but thank you very much. It's really nice to talk to you both.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Wish everybody a happy Christmas and have a blast.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Bobby.
Bye. See you later.